welcome back to Wonder Books. My name's Hannah, and today we're going to be reading Xerus Won't Allow It. This book is about X-rating Xerus, who thinks telling people what's not allowed is going to solve all of her problems. Let's see what happens when we read Xerus Won't Allow It. Xerus Won't Allow It by Richard Hefter. Xerus was standing in front of the bank talking to Rabbit when Yak pulled up in his cab. "Hey, Yak," yelled Rabbit, "you can't park there. You are blocking traffic." "I have to make a deposit," said Yak, "and there's no law against parking here. And besides, I have a lot to do today, and I am in a hurry, so I don't have time to talk right now because I'm very busy. You told me yourself that it was important to stay on schedule, and I've always listened to what people tell me, and furthermore..." "But Yak," wailed Rabbit, "you can't park here." "That's right," said Xerus. Traffic was backed up along Main Street. Horns were honking. Everyone was getting angry. "There's only one way to stop this," announced Xerus. She ran home and got out her paint and a board and made a sign. When Xerus got back to the bank, Rabbit and Yak were still yelling. Horns were honking. Traffic was all blocked up. And things were even worse than before. "Please," called Rabbit. "Move your car, Yak. Everyone is stuck and no one can get past you." "That's the trouble around here," said Yak. "Everyone is always in a hurry. No one has time to sit down and talk. Why, just the other day..." "Read this!" screeched Xerus. She put out her sign right in front of Yak. The sign said, "No parking in front of the bank. No stopping, no standing, no talking." "Well, why didn't someone tell me it was against the law?" mumbled Yak. "I always obey the law. Ask anyone if I don't." "Why, just yesterday I was saying to..." Yak started his cab and drove away. Traffic started to move again on Main Street. "Thank you, Xerus," said Rabbit. "That sign is just what we need around here." Xerus smiled. "The real trouble around here," she said, "is that there aren't enough signs and no one knows what is allowed." She walked into the park. Alligator and Elephant were eating sandwiches. Jackal and Nightingale were playing ball. Goose was sleeping under a tree. Suddenly, Nightingale threw a ball. The ball bounced off Elephant's trunk and bounced into Alligator's sandwiches and landed on Goose's head. "Oh dear," smiled Elephant. "That was a close one." "Close!" screamed Alligator. "The ball landed right in my food and probably spoiled it. And it's all Nightingale's fault." "Yeah," screeched Nightingale. "Serves you right. You ought to watch where you're eating." "You little runt," yelled Alligator. "I'll get you for that." Alligator started to chase Nightingale around the tree. Goose opened one eye. "What's going on around here?" she yawned. "Can't any person get any sleep in peace?" "This crazy alligator is after me," shouted Nightingale. "This nasty Nightingale spoiled my food," yelled Alligator. Now, you two," said Elephant. "Stop it." "Nuts to you," screamed Nightingale. Pretty soon, everyone was running around the tree and shouting. "I can stop this," said Xerus. She went home and painted another sign. When she got back to the park, Alligator and Nightingale and Goose and Elephant and Jackal were still arguing. Xerus marched up to them and stuck her sign in the ground. It said, "No ball playing in picnic area. No eating on ball field. No sleeping. No yelling." The argument stopped. Elephant and Alligator stopped eating. Nightingale and Jackal stopped playing ball. Goose went home. "I need a rest," she yawned. "Whoever heard of a park you can't sleep in?" "I knew it," grinned Xerus. "What this town really needs is more rules and regulations. Then everyone will know what not to do." Xerus was on her way home when she passed the candy store. Vulture was going in, Moose was coming out. They collided in the doorway with a loud bump. Why don't you look where you're going? Grumbled Moose. Why don't you? Mumbled Vulture. I was here first, said Moose with a frown. But I was going in, said Vulture, and that's more important. Now move aside. I won't, shouted Moose. You will, screamed Vulture. I can straighten this out, cackled Xerus, and she ran home to make another sign. When she got back to the candy store, Vulture and Moose were still in the doorway. They were still arguing. Xerus put up her sign. It said, absolutely no going in the out, positively no going out the in, no in or out allowed. Moose read the sign. Vulture read the sign. They looked at each other. They looked at the sign. They both stepped out of the doorway and went home. Well, said Xerus, I solved another problem. But now no one can go into the candy store, moaned Elephant. Or come out of it, cried Walrus from inside the store. Rules are rules, shouted Xerus. She ran home to make more signs. Xerus stayed up all night painting signs. Rules and regulations are what this town needs, she screeched. No eating in this arena. No talking. One way. Keep off the grass. Do not walk. No turns allowed. In the morning, Xerus rushed out and put her signs up all over town. Elephant couldn't find any place to eat. Yak couldn't park his taxi and couldn't talk to anyone about it. Quail couldn't stay off the grass. Quail couldn't stay on the grass. Quail couldn't get off the grass. All over Sweet Pickles, everything ground to a halt. Help! Cried Walrus from the candy store. Help! Cried Elephant. I'm hungry. Help, help, help! Whispered Yak. Did I hear a call for help? Laughed Zebra as he zipped by, pulling his wagon. I could use some help myself. I spent the whole morning taking down these silly signs. No entrance, no exit, absolutely no going into the store. Quiet, no eating, no turns, no food allowed, no parking, no stopping. Do not pick flowers, keep off the grass, no sitting, keep off the path, no stopping, no standing, no parking, no talking, no exit, one way, quiet, no running, no jumping, no stopping, no game playing, post no bills, keep off tree, no picnics. Silly signs, of course, exclaimed Elephant. She pulled up a no-eating sign and took out a sandwich. Octopus pulled up a no-sitting sign. Quail sat down. Everybody pitched in. They took down all the signs. Phew, said Walrus as he came out of the candy store. That was getting to be a problem. It's not over yet, laughed Zebra. There's one more sign to take care of. Come on. Everybody followed Zebra. Xerus was in her house, painting more signs. When she heard a knock on the door, she opened the door. There in front of her was the biggest sign she'd ever seen. It said, "Sign painting absolutely not allowed." Well, she said. Well, sighed Xerus. Rules are rules. She put down her paintbrush and stopped painting signs. I'm glad there's no rules about stickers, she said. Xerus got out a crayon and lots of stickers. She started writing, no parking in front of bank, no ball playing in the park, no sleeping, no standing, no walking, no running, no jumping, do not litter, no loitering. Thanks for listening to Xerus Won't Allow It. I hope you enjoyed this book. I'll see you next time on Wonder Books. Bye, friends!